I work in a faith-based nonprofit. As the director of operations, we bring in about 2.5 million annually in donations and have 35 employees across 3 states. I joined this nonprofit in 2018 in an entry-level position and worked my way up into essentially middle management. However, this last few months, our president was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer and just about 2 to 3 weeks ago passed away. So there's been a little bit of a leadership shift that's been kind of happening rapidly. My boss, the COO, was appointed to the board as the president and CEO. And my position went from managing 5 families here in Minnesota to essentially the 35 families across the 3 states as director of operations. So my question is, in a shift like this, I don't have a lot of formal training in leadership nor in the nonprofit business side, how to just equip myself well to lead both in the interpersonal aspect as well as the technical areas of the nonprofit world and just be a strong leader.
Good for you. Well, I mean, you're going to have to go to summer school and night school immediately, right? So
Yep.
I think there's a stack of books on your nightstand that have leadership in the title, and you're going to be reading all of them as fast as possible and then internalizing the concepts. So we can talk about a couple of things just for the audience sake and to give you a starter kit. But the first thing is that we quit using the word manage around here. We use the word lead. Leaders show people where to go and help them get there. Managers stand in the back of the herd and crack the whip, and you will hear mooing.
A common sound out here in Minnesota.
Yeah, and what you'll get there is the organization moves at the speed of the lowest common denominator then, the slowest human on the planet. And so instead, the leader's down around front saying, the train's leaving, I hope you get on, because it leaves at this time, and you probably ought to get your butt up here and get on. Here we go. That's casting a vision. Where there is no vision, the people perish. But this is service-oriented leadership. So I'm looking at them going, how can I help them be the best version of them so that this work all gets done, because we're here to serve the people that this nonprofit is designated to. And so, and we talk about the blessings that we have inside the organization and how we're blessed to be a blessing. So we're trying to create people who are adding value, as John Maxwell says, rather than extracting value on the team. And you pretty much set the standard that we are all engaged in serving. I'm serving you guys and I'm here to help you get to where you're supposed to go. And if you can't, I'm here to help you do something else. And so I'm going to love you, and I'm going to care about you, and I'm going to treat you with dignity, and I'm also going to be very clear. The second thing I would add to that then, so number one, leaders are servants. Your job is to serve them. Now, keep in mind that is not subservient. That is, I served my children when they were small by requiring them to brush their teeth so when they were adults they had some. Right? But I served them. They didn't feel like I was a servant when I made them brush their teeth, right? But I didn't have to be unkind or yell or steal their dignity. We just got our teeth brushed. It's simple. Okay? That's an act of service, agreed? So this is the type of service I'm talking about. But I'm concerned about them. It's not me. It's not that I'm worried about having toothless children. It's that I'm worried about them gumming their food when they're 30. So we've got to help them. How can I help you? Well, I'm going to make you do the things that are good for you. But that's a leadership thing, not a manager thing. I'm not a boss. I'm a leader. I'm pulling. Bosses push, leaders pull. So I'm pulling you into this, showing you why we're doing it, how important it is, and I'm here to help you get it done. I'm here to knock down any blockers, anything that's causing you problems. Bring it to me. I'll help you. If somebody in the organization is holding up the project, let me jump in. I'll help you with that. All that kind of stuff, right? Then the second thing is to be unclear is to be unkind. And if you're in the nonprofit world, you better write that one down.
Oh, you got it. Yep, writing it down right now.
Because everyone in the church world, in the nonprofit, in the ministry world, we're all taught to be nice. And I'm from the South, and so when you're nice in the South, you say, like, bless your heart, which can mean I'm going to slit your throat, right? But it's passive-aggressive, in other words. And so when you're being nice and you're not telling people the truth because you think it's too harsh to tell them the truth, that is actually being unkind because they're not getting their work done. They're progressively incompetent, and you're getting progressively frustrated with them as their leader. So I have to sit down in private gently and be very clear. I don't have to be mean. I don't have to be nasty. I don't have to be loud. I just got to tell the truth. And the truth is you're struggling to do your job. And how can I help you? We've got to get you to where the job that you're getting paid to do gets done because you're struggling to get the job done. And I'm worried about you because I'm worried that you're not going to be able to work here if we don't get this fixed. And and you start with that very clear. But again, that's to help them. This is not you being mean or nasty or, toxic environment or something like that. This is just simply a clear communication about facts and about reality. That this is what we're facing. And sometimes people, in the name of being nice, are actually mean because they don't tell the truth. And people are getting in trouble and they don't even know they're in trouble. And so that you got to be real careful, especially in the environment you're in on that, I think. I struggled with that early in this because I wanted to run a business the way God would run it, and I thought that was just being super nice to everybody all the time, and I confused that with being clear. And so we developed that saying because it partly was for me. I have to remind myself I love people and I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. And then I would get frustrated, and I'm like, well, they don't even know I'm frustrated. That's not fair to them. And so so that's a couple things to get you started. Then pick up John Maxwell books. He's one of the best writers. He's speaking at Summit this year. One of the best writers on the planet on leadership. Anything Pat Lencioni writes. His latest book would be ideal for you. It's called The Motive. What is your motive while you're in leadership? And your motive needs to be what I just told you, to serve your team, not I need a corner office and everybody look at me, I'm the boss. Okay? And look at me, I just got a big promotion, which you did. Congratulations, you're a stud. I'm proud of you. But nobody gives a grip. So how can you go help somebody with that? And God said, feed my lambs. And so this is not about what you're going to get out of this. It's about what you can give in this. And so that you'll love that book. It's great. The other Lencioni book I would tell you to read, and you can start to pass this around to your team, is The Ideal Team Player. And we use that in hiring here, and we use that in communication when there's some substandard behavior going on. The ideal team player is three things. They're hungry, humble, and smart. And the smart is people smart. Hungry is they're ambitious. They're a go-getter. They get the work done. Humble is not I hate myself. Humble is I think about others more than I think about myself. That's all it is, the C.S. Lewis quote, right? And so, I want people that are humble. I want people that are getting it done, and I want people that are people smart. They don't walk all over everybody while they're trying to get the work done and destroy it. We have to get the work done and then pick up the bodies after we're done. No, that's not what we want to do. So we've got to get those things on the same page. And so Pat Lencioni. I'll send you a copy of our latest book, Build a Business You Love. I think there's some nuggets in there as you work through the stages of a business growing, and that's a nonprofit as well, that I think it'll give you some hints how to be a leader. But the thing I would tell you is this. Wiersbe said, and that goes with, you asked me, how can I become a strong leader? Here's let's use some biblical verbiage on this. Warren Wiersbe, a theologian, said, meekness. And Jesus said, blessed are the meek, right? Mm-hmm. Meekness is not weakness. It's power under control. That's a strong leader. That's an attractive leader. It's someone people desire to work with, to be on a team with, to get things done with, and to spend their life pouring into an organization like yours that does good work and that matters. So congratulations. I'm proud of you, proud for you. And I think you're going to be a great leader. And, what I'm basing that on is the fact you're smart enough to ask this question. And so get leadership hungry. Once I figured out that leadership was something I had to learn and I didn't know anything about, I have spent the last 3 decades consuming everything I could get my hands on, anything on this subject. And in the process, I've become a leadership teacher. And in the process, I've become a world-class leader. But, buddy, I started as a bad boss. And you're already ahead of where I started. So I had a lot of work to do. Long way from that kid that started this company, the one that runs it today. Long way. And that's the growth track that you are on for the rest of your life that you call yourself leader. So very good stuff. Well done. Very, very good stuff. I love it. That is a good question from a young leader right there. I love it. Really good. This is the Entre Podcast.